Okay. Now I think it was 7. I think the number. Now comes the 8th one. Inverse relation. What is inverse relation? See carefully. Inverse. So like as you have invertible matrices, see R with the power minus 1, it is set of all order pair B comma A such that A comma B belongs to R. Very simple it is. If an element is in R as A comma B, inverse will have just reverse them. Okay, reverse them. That's it. For example, if set A is 1, 2, 3 and set relation R is 2 comma 3 and let us suppose 1 comma 2, then inverse of this, and let us suppose I have one more element here, I write it here, 1 comma 1. Okay, let us write it properly, 1 comma 1, then inverse will be just invert them, 2 comma 3 will be now 3 comma 2, 1 comma 2 will be 2 comma 1, 1 comma 1 again if you invert also you get the same. That's it. Okay, and from here some note I want to highlight. What? First point, if R is an equivalence equivalence relation, then this implies that inverse is also an equivalence relation. Nothing but if R is reflexive, R inverse also will be reflexive. If R is symmetric, R inverse also will be symmetric. If R is transitive, R inverse will be also what? Transitive. Next, one more note I want it to be clear that, see, let us suppose that if we have two relations R1 and R2, I'll do one thing. For equivalence relation, I write a short form ER. Okay, only for this class I'm using. In examination, they'll give full form. Okay, if R1 and R2 are equivalence relation, then what we can say about their union and their intersection? For that, I'll take an example. So let us suppose that if I consider set A to be 1, 2, 3 and there are two relations R1, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1. Come on, check whether this is an equivalence relation or not. Similarly, R2 also will write 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 2. Check whether these two relations are equivalent. Our assumption is if two relations are equivalent, we just want to know about their union and intersection. Are they again equivalence or not? So is it first R1 and equivalence? See, for equivalence it should be reflexive. So since A contains 1, 2, 3, so 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 should be the recording, no? Yes. So these three elements shows that it is reflexive. Let it be this or this. It makes sure that it is reflexive. Next, symmetric. If A comma B is there, ulta should be there. So yeah, 1 comma 2, ulta is there. 2 comma 1. 2 comma 3, ulta is there. 3 comma 2. And you can see 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1 should be giving us 1 comma 1. 2 comma 1, 1 comma 2 should give us 2 comma 2. Same thing here. 2 comma 3 and 3 comma 2 should give us 2 comma 2. It's there here. And 3 comma 2 and 2 comma 3 should give us 3 comma 3. It's there. So it is equivalence relation. Now let us check one by one about their intersection. So if I found, check what? The intersection. If I take the intersection R1 intersection R2 is what? Common order pair is only this 2, means only this 3. What is that? 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2 and 3 comma 3. And if you see very careful, this is what? Identity relation. Why? 1, 2, 3 is a set A element. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 is an what? Identity relation. Now check, is it reflexive? Yeah, it is reflexive. Is it symmetric? 1 comma 1, ulta is also 1 comma 1. 2 comma 2, ulta is also 2 comma 2. 3 comma 3, ulta is also 3 comma 3. And one more we want what? Transitive. For transitive, this is obeying the alternate second definition. A comma B belongs to R only. You can see this. So it is what? equivalence relation. So we came to know that intersection of two equivalence relation, intersection of two equivalence relations, again what? Equivalence. Not only that, if you observe carefully, what is this? What is this? This is identity relation. So we also came to know every identity relation is also an equivalence relation. So I can just take as a note here. What? Every identity relation is an equivalence relation. See, intersection, we came to know that every time intersection of two equivalence relations, again what? Equivalence, don't forget R1, R2 are equivalence relation we have taken. Now if I talk about union, let us talk about union. Intersection we understood. Intersection is always what? Identity relation, and every identity relation is what? Equivalence relation. Now if I talk about the union, see union carefully. Union means writing common, uncommon once. So here we have got order pair. We should write common, uncommon order pair only once. So first the common elements are common order pairs are 1 1, 2 2, 3 3. Then here 1 2, 2 1, 2 3, and then 3 2. Now check one by one. Is it reflexive? See here, I am also trying to make one more thing very clear. When I am talking about here that intersection is always equivalence relation, it also means that intersection of two reflexive is again reflexive, intersection of two symmetric relations again symmetric, intersection of two transitive relations again what? Transitive. This point should be well understood. Who knows, for MCQ this question might be asked, and in place of again working, this I want you to remember as an important point, important result. Similarly, now I will talk about union. So if I come to union, coming to reflexive, for reflexive what should happen? Ordered pair. Whatever the set element is there, that ordered pair should be repeated. So you see 1 1, 2 2, 3 3. Yes, because of this three element, R1 union R2 is reflexive, no doubt about it. What about symmetric? About symmetric. For symmetric, what should have? 1, 2, ulta should be there. 2, 1. 2, 1, ulta is there. 1, 2. 2, 3, ulta is there. 3, 2. 3, 2, ulta is what? 2, 3. Therefore, it is symmetric also. So, if two relations are reflexive, union is also reflexive. If two relations are symmetric, even their union is also symmetric. Now the last question mark is, what about transitive? See carefully. See carefully here. If you see very carefully, 1, 2, 2, 1 for transitive. Is this 1, 1? It is obeying. But see carefully. 1, 2 and 2, 3. 1, 2 belongs to R and 2, 3 belongs to R. Now what is expected? 1, 3. Do we have 1, 3? No. But 1, 3 does not belongs to R, therefore not transitive. So what we can say? Union of two transitive relations. See, this was R1, R2. Since it is equivalence relation, it is also what? A transitive. So here we have understood that union of two transitive relation need not be transitive. I am using the word need not be. It means what? Let us suppose that I had only, let us suppose that I didn't have this two element. Okay, let us suppose that we didn't have, okay, fine. We didn't have this two element. Then also this, only this will be what? Identity relation, and every identity relation is what? Equivalence relation. So now if I take the union of these two, not having this two element, then you see, if I just take this, nothing but, if a union of these two is what? R2 only, because R1 without this two element will be a subset of R2. If A is subset of B, A union B will what? B itself. So R1 union R2 will be R2 itself. R2 is already what? Equivalence relation. That's the reason I'm saying what? It is need not be. Here I have mentioned transitive. I'm saying orally need not be. Union of two transitive relation need not be transitive. It may be sometime transitive, it may not be sometime transitive. Sometime it may be, sometime it may not be. So as soon as it's about transitive, you have to check. For symmetric and reflexive, directly can say as soon you know the two relation is what? Reflexive or symmetric. Union is also what? Reflexive and symmetric. Transitive coming to intersection. As soon as I say intersection, reflexive, symmetric and transitive intersection of two relation which is equivalence is again what? Equivalence. So reflexive remain reflexive, symmetric remains symmetric, transitive remains transitive for what? Intersection. Okay. Now one more thing I want to add. First make a note of this.